I'm your host and Executive Director of StartWheel, Chris Shelton, and we're here at the EVMS Centera Center for Simulation and Immersive Learning. They've been generous to offer us their studio and production team to help us build these episodes. To interview the founders of 757 Accelerate's inaugural cohort, we wanted to find out how it's going in their own words. So let's do that.
What we really aim to do with our platform is to have it serve as a force multiplier for employees. In manufacturing alone, between 2015 and 2025, about 2.5 million jobs will go unfilled due to lack of technical abilities in the candidates themselves, or lack of ability to critically think their way through certain problems. So what that means is that there's a shortage of individuals that have the competency to deal with certain complex scenarios. In manufacturing, you have really long manufacturing lines with robots that need to be reconfigured and serviced. In oil and gas and energy, you have individuals that are part of a workforce, and with Dominion Energy specifically, and this is on the public record, about a third of their workforce is eligible for retirement between now and 2022, I want to say. And so what happens is across the board, they have positive problems in that their revenues are trending upward, but their human capital access is trending downward. So the positive problem is that they have the capital to apply to looking for a solution, and they're looking for tools and methods to put into people's hands so that they can reduce possibly the training time, but not reduce the competency. With our tool, we're proving that the ability exists to reduce training time, but also increase efficiency, and also provide them with a tool that gives them just-in-time training on the job, so that you can take the knowledge of one or two experts in an area and touch 20 to 25 different individuals quicker.
And if anybody watching is at all confused or sees this as a rather complex answer, I encourage you to go to ario.com. You've got a great video, front and center there, that really illustrates visually, how Ario is tackling this problem and helping those individuals in the industrial environment be more productive, save time, increase safety. Right?
So to distill it even further, in essence, there are over 500 million phones in people's pockets right now. And they're just being deployed in some cases into industrial environments. Now, if we could tell you that you could pull the phone out of your pocket and it would tell you where a problem exists in your plant, and it would take you to the problem, you on a personalized basis as Chris, you arrive at the object, maybe it is a piece of equipment. And when you get there, the system verifies that you are Chris and you are at this piece of equipment. And you are there to perform a task that has 45 different steps. Mm-hmm. You begin the process and it walks you through every single step, tracking your progress all the way through, reporting that back to the employer and on your record as a performance. And then the historic record of your performance in terms of what was done to that piece of equipment lives there spatially, as long as you choose for it to do so.
Right.
And if this is a piece of equipment that maybe has an anomaly that you have to do something special to, it has a nick in it, so you repair it. And the setting is typically at 300, but it's at 500 because of something you did. You can leave that information at the point of issue so that the next individual that comes along in 6 months finds it and says, well, why is this way? Mm-hmm. Well, oh, Chris tells me that when he was here, he had to do this to it. Yeah. And so you create that running record of knowledge spatially in your world by digitally overlaying it onto the actual
and that especially
object.
Relates back to what you were saying with the, a lot of folks retiring from these industrial environments, and with them goes that institutional knowledge.
That's right.
Unless you've used, the company has used some tool to help retain that knowledge.
I might get in trouble for saying this, but we're the match.com for federal contractor teaming. And what that means is when a federal contractor wants to find a good teammate or find a teammate to help them win a federal contract, they can use our system to quickly and easily identify a federal contracting company that's active in the market, that has the right past performance. They can click a button and connect with them extremely quickly.
Okay, sounds like a pretty worthy problem to solve.
Okay, there are about 600,000 plus federal contracting companies any given time competing in the space, right? And we are the companies that are offering software solutions to these customers, we're a pretty unique group, let's say. You have your extremely big players all the way down to startups or smaller companies just starting to get into this market. We all offer something somewhat unique, although I believe that Teaming Pro offers something extremely unique in the sense that we are not dealing with business analytics. We don't deal with a lot of the other data that a lot of our potential competition is really focusing on. We don't deal with that. What we do two things extremely well. We automatically find you opportunities based on your company's profile. So we have an automatic search engine that analyzes your business as soon as you register, and we start serving you opportunities that match. Think of it like the greatest search engine you never have to maintain. Because as your company's going to grow and win opportunities, my search engine is going to grow with you. You don't have to do anything to maintain. It's always going to be
So kind
running.
of maybe like LinkedIn Jobs in a sense?
Yeah, sort of to the sense that we are pooling big data in the same way that like LinkedIn can pull in big data, but we are doing it for the government contracting side.
Got it.
And we are sending those opportunities to you.
Okay.
So we did that extremely well. And then, but the one thing that we do really, really well is analyze companies' past performance on an as needed basis, and we serve you up the companies throughout the marketplace that would make the absolute best, strongest teammates per opportunity. Nobody else is doing that. And so any company coming into the marketplace, whether you're a small business, and this is one of the reasons why I really wanted to do this, because small businesses coming into the market, they don't have a very big network. So if you're, and you need to team. Like if you're coming in here, you can't be a prime because you don't have past performance, so you got to be a sub. If you're going to be a sub, that means you have to team with somebody, and that means you got to go out and find who you're going to team with. So before we came along, everything's manual. You got to go out there, you got to shake hands.
Right.
So I wanted to help the small business, because a small business person, they're extremely smart, they know exactly what they're doing to build and grow their business, but they might not be the best at networking, or they don't have that network to fall back on, or they don't want to go out there and waste a lot of time shaking the wrong hands, because quite frankly, 98% of that time is wasted.
Yeah, two-sided platform. We have our customers, yes, and then we have people that use us, B2B to C. So if I'm speaking to a user, I say, where do you go to find out and to learn about new businesses or re-engage with your favorite brands? And if I'm talking to a customer, say we provide a way to acquire new customers and engage them in new and different ways. Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned customer. Your customer, those are going to be...
Yeah, our target customer is restaurants and entertainment spaces. But we're broadening that as well. But fast casual franchises, specifically, or QSRs, quick service restaurants, have really been working well for us. Yeah.
And so the value that you're providing to them for their customers, which is the user, as you mentioned, sometimes it's difficult to describe a two-sided platform without
the words at a time.
So let's do that early, so as not to be confusing. So your customer is going to be your target, at least, is franchise QSR, which is quick service restaurants. You're providing value to them by giving them another tool or a tool to reach more customers for them. Who are your Dippy's users.
Correct. Yeah.
All right, got it. And so how would a user access the platform and benefit from it?
Yep, so you can find us online on our website, getdippy.com, as you mentioned, see a variety of promotion and deals from restaurants in your geographic area. And oftentimes we call many channels or different ways to find out who we are. We're really kind of at the cross section of three industries. One of them being kind of the deal industry. And Groupon, for example, we'll always get paired for that as long as we have mobile deals on a website. And the second would be the SMS industry. We are text message aggregators, and But we are, at least in the area so far, the only B2B2C in terms of we're not just a SaaS platform. We have multiple businesses on one list. And then lastly is the loyalty programs as well. So we actually are not trying to compete against the loyalty programs, but in a sense try and drive higher acquisition and engagement, as we talked about, for those loyalty programs.
Right.
They're there, we're not going to replace them out of the get-go, but we can find a way to, with higher conversions and without any work, is the main point for the businesses. We're an out-of-the-box solution. So it requires no work on their time. They don't have to learn text message law or the best principles or the highest ways to get conversions. We kind of take the best practices from each one of those industries, and similarly, listening to our customers over time to increase those conversions, whatever that may be, in terms of getting new customer acquisition or joining their own loyalty program, catering leads. We can do a really customized solution for every business.
What is it about Troopster that's different from some of the other competitors in the market, and not only in the military care pack market, but also, I'm guessing there's lots of similar services for colleges and stuff like that. What makes Troopster different?
Well, there certainly are care package options for college students. That's why our main niche is for military service members. And what makes us pretty much a big deal compared to the competitors is that we offer a lot more products. We offer more personalization options. More than 60 of the pre-built care packages can then be personalized with photos, letters. They can add apparel, video games, movies.
Wow.
A full array, upload photos, really personalize the letters in detail. And then we also have the adoption service. So it's a full-scale service that really hits every wicket of the military, and that's something that you really don't find anywhere else.
Yeah, and this came, as I understand, this whole thing came from your own experiences being deployed. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So I served 7 years in the United States Navy as a photojournalist. And with the military, I served across 13 countries, 9 different ships. I really got to see the versatility of the military. And it was with those experiences that I saw the need for care packages. In 2013, I was on my 7th ship, and we were doing anti-piracy operations in the Mediterranean. And by the time I received a care package from my mom, I opened it up, I was really excited about it, and then my heart sank because everything in it had gone bad. It was filled with, oh my gosh, it was filled with baked goods and chocolates, and just everything was ruined. And I call that my heartbreak in a box. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't the only one who was getting these types of care packages. So I started Troopster to make that pain point better. Don't be so in love with your own idea that you aren't willing to pivot and change.
Right.
When I first launched, Troopster was just a site filled with non-perishable products. It was 400 items where you could just pick these items and then we would make the care packs for you. But it was overwhelming. A lot of the customers would come to it, they'd click a few items, but there were so many pages and so many options that they didn't want to go through all of them. So they ended up just bouncing. So I initially then had to pivot. I created a few pre-made care packages, and those were more popular because it was easier. I mean, it was just so much easier for them to click those and then add a few items rather than trying to find more. But they were still a little out of the price range. I overfilled them. There were so many options in them, but because they were, from $30 to $50, they were too expensive. So when I pulled that down and made them more closer to $15, between $15 and $29, that was really the pivot that made the difference.
Thanks again for joining us for StartWheel Sessions. I hope you've enjoyed hearing from our guests today. And you can check out the full unedited interviews on our YouTube channel. And we'll keep doing this and inviting new founders, resource providers, and influencers in the Hampton Roads entrepreneurial community in to share their thoughts with you.
Bye.